Hello. I'm just too tired to write a blog post tonight, I'll be honest with you. And I have 1,000 questions in my Q&A page, which is awesome. I just haven't had time to go in and answer them. So I thought I would kill two birds with one stone, and I would answer all these questions on video, and then I don't have to type anything, and I get all my questions answered. Ta-da! So let's do that. First question, let's start down at the very bottom. We'll go in order that we got them.
How many is there?
There's a lot. What's 299 minus 286?
13.
Okay, 13 questions. Yikes. Okay, Katie, which version of the Baby Bjorn do you have, and what's your review on it? I don't know. Is that what you're laughing at? I have no idea. I got mine at a consignment shop because I was afraid that if Gracie didn't like it, Bean never liked to be wrapped or snuggled or whatever. He did not like that at all. And so I didn't want to waste all this money on stuff if Gracie was the same way. So I went to a consignment shop and I got one for like $10, I think. And she turned out to really like it. I don't know what the version is. I think it's one of the older ones, one of the newer ones, or one of the first ones. And Gracie really liked it, and I did too, but we only used it up until she could sit up on her own. And then she was a lot easier to like put in grocery carts and things like that, but I used to like strap her to me to go grocery shopping. I had a really awkward moment one time in Target. I hope my friend Annette isn't watching this, but I have this beautiful friend Annette from high school, and she actually lives here in Orlando, so I run into her occasionally, and I ran into her one Saturday morning, and she looked beautiful as usual. She's like 6 feet tall and gorgeous and thin, and I had Bean in the stroller crying, or in the grocery buggy crying, and Annette called my name, and I turned around, and I had Baby strapped to the front of me, and I looked awful, and I thought, oh my gosh, I look like one of those like moms. It was awful. Anyways, putting that aside, I really liked my Baby Bjorn.
You spent 2 minutes and 30 seconds on that answer.
These are Are you going to do this again? Every time I do this, you make me hurry. Now stop. This is from Betty. Oh, Betty! Betty has been reading my blog since, I think, the very beginning. And in the time she's been reading it, she's had 2 babies. Or she's getting ready to have a second now. Hi, Betty! I'm expecting baby number 2. And turns out Levi and new baby will be 21 to 22 months apart. As far as double strollers go, did you like the one you originally had? I just saw the picture of Bean in the sit-in stand and wondered if you liked that one. I can't decide if he'll be old enough for the stand part. I have strong feelings about double strollers. I really don't like them, but they are necessary when you have 2 kids. I know that. They're necessary at some times. Now, I don't pull my double stroller out often, but we use it enough that we need one. So what we did, we got the sit-in stand, and we kept the 2 seats in it until Bean was about 2.5 years old. And then he knew, like, he could get up and, he could get up and down in it, but he knew enough to, like, sit on the stand part, like the standing up part. And now he does that fine, and he just rides along in the back, and he can get off and on the buggy with us, and it's real easy, and Gracie just sits in a seat. So I do like that if you have kids that are close in age, because they can start out when they're both little in 2 seats, but then they can also grow as the stroller changes as your kids grow. So it's actually a really nice one. Third question from Diana. I have a 2-part question. When it was just Chris and yourself, did you have any traditions that you started? And 2, have you started any family traditions since having kids? Did we have any traditions? We have some. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Off the top of my head, but I can't think of one. We do, though. We do have some things that we do.
Do we?
What are some things we do, just the 2 of us? We sound boring.
We used to go have sushi all the time.
We used to go to sushi once a week. That was
Yeah.
like our thing. And we used to do this thing, like when it was just the two of us, I used to do this where if Chris was going to be traveling, like he used to go away to different theaters like around the country and work in the summers when he was in grad school and even in college. And before he would go, or before he had a big show open, I'd give him these little Keepsake discs. Do you remember those?
Mm-hmm.
They're little, like, they're like money, but you keep them in your pocket, and usually they have something like engraved
I
on
have
them.
one in my wallet.
You do?
Yeah.
Really? You gonna pull it out right now?
I've had it forever.
Oh, you get a lot of points if you still have that in there. Here, I'll do it.
It's right in that bottom corner.
Where'd you get all this cash?
It's like $4.
Oh, yeah, look, you do. You're so sweet. They're these things. You can
Yeah.
pick them up at, like, Hallmark usually has them up by the counter or whatever. And I'd give him one of these to keep in his pocket the whole time he was gone so that he could remember me and it would wish him luck or whatever. He also has one by his bed. I know he always has. He has a framed picture of me by the bed, and it sits in the corner of that frame. But I didn't know you kept two of them. But that was a little something we did. Now, since we've had kids, family traditions we've started.
I haven't really had time to start any
Yeah, we
traditions.
haven't been in one place long enough to have too many.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason we're so excited to be here, so we can do that kind of stuff now. So far as Christmas goes, we're starting with the dogs are freaking out tonight, like always. But we're starting with the opening the jammies on Christmas Eve thing is a family tradition we're starting, and I mean I can't really think of traditions yet. Not too many. Our kids are still little, and we've been in transition mode, so we haven't really had the chance to do that. But I'm looking forward to that. Next one from Vivi. I was wondering how you coped with all the illnesses when putting kids in daycare. Are your kids constantly sick? Oh, I did a post on that. We don't cope. Sucks every time. But thankfully, right now, for the first time in forever, everyone is healthy. Knock on wood. Everybody is healthy for the first time. Can you repost your 31 link? Bad news about the 31. Turns out I'm not really much of a salesman because I don't like to sell. So I didn't sell enough every month to keep my, like, position, if you call it that. I don't know. For whatever reason, my website went down and I didn't put the money in to keep that up, and I don't think I'm even able to sell anymore as a representative because I wasn't making enough money, or it was a mess. So if you're looking for 31, you can still contact me. I can put you in touch with somebody if you want to buy some, but I'm not the girl. Next, from Kimmy. My hubby and I are thinking about trying to have a baby. I've been an avid follower of your blog for years, but I'm wondering, is there somewhere I can go here to pull all the pregnancy and newborn posts you've posted over the years? Would love to reread, especially from the Beanie Baby years. Yes, you can go on the sidebar of my confessions page, or actually any page. You can go to the sidebar and there's a little thing that says categories, and then you can scroll through the categories, and it'll be under parenting, or it'll be under bean, or
I think there's a pregnancy one.
Pregnancy, yeah. You just look for the keywords like that, and then it'll pull up all the posts with that subject.
Tag.
Sorry, I'm a really bad blogger. Next, from Heather. I love your fashion posts on Instagram. Thank you. You have such great style and always look so cute. Thank you. I would love it if you mentioned where you got some of your cute outfits. The bold dress for the baptism, or the green shirt with the polka dots underneath. Let me tell you a secret. I've decided if I'm going to tell this, because this is a big... Yeah, I'm going to do it. BJ's Wholesale. I can't believe I'm telling the secret.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
Let me tell you how I first discovered BJ's Wholesale for dresses. Just dresses. I don't get clothes there, but I get almost all of my dresses there. because when my sister got married, for her rehearsal dinner, my grandmother was going to buy a dress for me, which was so nice of her. Thanks, Grandma. And so she took me shopping. I forget where we went. We went to a department store, Macy's or something like that. And we looked at all these dresses, and I found quite a few that I really liked. But they were outrageously expensive, and I wasn't going to ask my grandma to buy that much. Actually, I think I did. I think she did end up buying one of them. But they were outrageously expensive for what they were. So, like, 2 months later, I was in BJ's getting, like, that's where we get our formula, and we used to get our diapers there and all that kind of stuff. And I was in BJ's, and I happened to see the exact same dress my grandmother bought me for, like, $100, maybe, for $19.99 at BJ's. Same brand, same dress, everything about it was the same. But it was $20 there. And I was like, what? So now, anytime I go to BJ's, which is like once a month, I flip through their dress section and pick up a dress if I find one that I like, because they're that like stretchy material, so they look cute. They're the same brands that they have at like Macy's or whatever, and they're very inexpensive. So try BJ's. Don't tell your friends. Okay, next. Cindy. Are you going to have a meet and greet in your hometown? I live in Fairhope, Alabama, and would love to meet you someday. Here's the thing about meet and greets. I am, for as bold as I am online, I'm actually pretty shy around people I don't know. And so...
The Atlanta meet and greet was great.
I know, but it terrifies me, and for like a week leading up to it, I was nervous and mad that people were making me do it. I was really mad at Jenny and Chris. So I'm warming up to the ideas of meet and greet, but I just have this horrible fear I'm going to have meet and greets and no one's going to be there, and it's just going to be me, and I'm going to feel like a loser. And then, like, 2 people will show up and I'll feel awkward. It'll just be...
not how it went.
I know, but I just can't... I don't... Makes me very uncomfortable, but I'm working on it. If I work myself up to it, I think the first one I'll do is an Orlando one, just because it would be easy. And then the next one I would probably do would be Pensacola, because that's, where my hometown is. But anyways, I hate doing them. I really am not a fan of them, but we'll see. Misty. Kate, could you possibly bribe Chris to do another post for Christmas on what to get your husband or boyfriend? Give me that.
No, I'm the filmer.
Well, then you tell. Give it to me.
No.